Welcome back to Raw Synergy TV. Here are my top 8 tips for staying raw in a cooked food house. The first one is really important. Okay, they're all really important. The first one is make the commitment to stay raw. Pick a date or a certain period of time, say 30 days, and tell yourself you're going to stick to your commitment and stay raw for that period of time. That way, if you do feel tempted, you can remind yourself it's only for this certain period of time, and then after that, if I want to have this type of meal, I can. But I've promised myself I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to honor my word and honor my body. And hopefully, once you reach your goal date, you'll have experienced so many benefits that you'll want to continue. You may need to distance yourself at meal times when others are eating cooked food in your house. And one really important tip before they eat is for you to eat. You eat and become fully satiated and happy with your meal, and then leave the house while they're preparing and eating their cooked food. This may only have to be a temporary thing until you, again, get really comfortable with eating raw food and recognizing the benefits of sticking to it. This is something that really helped me a lot, and it still helps me. It's loading up on fruit carbs at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and before my main meal at dinner. Once you satisfy your body with the necessary carbohydrates it needs to function and to feel satisfied, you won't be tempted by cooked food. And I find this happens a lot. If I haven't eaten and I'm around cooked food, the smell, it starts making me really hungry. And it's easy to see where people new to the diet will really feel tempted to eat cooked food. But when I am fully satiated on fruit meals and I feel so satisfied, there's no amount of cooked food that will tempt me. When you know ahead of time you're going to be sitting down with a group of cooked food eaters for a meal, say for a family meal or a family event, it really helps to prepare a similar raw food version of what they're eating. So let's say they're having Italian. There are so many raw food recipes out there for Italian food. You can make an amazing raw lasagna, you can make zucchini pasta with marinara or an Alfredo sauce, you can make meatballs. There is a huge variety, and I highly recommend preparing something very similar to what they're eating. Number one, so that you can really enjoy the meal without being tempted by their food. And number two, so you can be a part of the family and really enjoy sharing time together and not feeling left out. And as a side note, it is really important to load up on fruit before this meal, because you don't want to end up still being hungry after the meal of only having mostly veggies or whatever. Then again, being tempted by what they're eating. So be sure to load up on fruit, have your similar raw food version of their meal, and you will be completely satisfied. Now this next one may or may not work, but don't decide ahead of time it's not going to work. Go into it with a positive attitude, knowing it will work. If you're the preparer of the cooked food in your household, give your family 2 options. 1, they can prepare their own cooked food meals, or you will prepare amazing raw food meals. Now, if they're too young, like your kids, and they are relying on you to prepare their meals, or they're too sick to prepare their own meals, that's even better, because for your kids, you really want them to eat healthier, and what better way than to prepare amazing raw food meals to give them the nutrition that their body really needs. And if they're sick or they're ill, they really need to be eating raw food for their health to get better. I know number 5 is a tricky one. If you go into it with a positive attitude and it still doesn't work out, there's always number 6. You can buy a prepared meal, say the main course of a meal. Buy it already prepared, that way you're not doing any cooking. And supply all the side dishes and make them all raw. So you can have your main dish and have a side salad or some raw wraps, a raw soup like a gazpacho, or salsa. So that is an option, but you must go back to tip number 1 if you choose this option, and don't eat the main dish. Stick to your raw food commitment. This is a fun one. Surround yourself with like-minded raw food eaters. Join Meetup. Find local meetup groups in your area who are gathering together for raw food events, fruit lucks, and get together with these people. Do it once a month or a couple times a month, but definitely stay connected with your raw food community. If you don't have a raw food community, I definitely suggest starting one. Even if there's only one other person in your area eating raw food, that is a great start, and you can build on that. Connect with other people online through Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and all the others that are available out there, raw food forums, etc. You want to stay connected and get that support. Invite your family and friends over to watch one of the amazing raw food documentaries that are available on Netflix or online. You can buy them on Amazon or download them from iTunes. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Vegucated, Dying to Have Known, The Beautiful Truth, Simply Raw. There's so many available that are so inspiring and worth watching. And after the movie, you can unveil a beautiful raw food buffet or a beautiful raw food dinner and inspire your family and friends and create your own community just within your little circle of family and friends. And that can then grow into something bigger. Now, I recognize that not all of your family are going to jump on board and be really excited, but at least you'll plant a seed in their mind and show them what's possible. And maybe even answer a lot of their questions that they might have about your diet through these movies. And of course, there's always going to be those people who just don't want to have anything to do with it. They're not going to appreciate it or be interested, and that's okay too. We're all on our own journey. It doesn't matter if they don't like it, but at least you did your best to try. Because without trying, you'll never know. Without presenting them with an opportunity to be a part of something so amazing, you'll never know what will come out of it. So you can create your own community just within your family as a start and see where it goes. Those are my 8 tips for helping you stay raw in a cooked food house. I hope at least one of them helps you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.